Every once in a while, you find something on the internet that just stops you in your tracks. It makes you go, what am I even looking at? Well, today we are diving headfirst into one of those very strange little corners. All right, so let's just jump right in. A burst pipe and a $1.34 billion lottery ticket. I mean, on the surface, these two things have absolutely nothing in common, right? One is a total nightmare, the other is, well, the ultimate dream. But believe it or not, they are bizarrely connected on one single, very, very confusing webpage.
Okay, so let's set the scene here. Picture this. You've got a leak. Water's going everywhere. You frantically search for a local plumber, you click a link, and you land on a website that looks, well, completely normal.
And right away, you see exactly what you'd hope to see in a panic. You got the company name, Smart Housing Systems, Inc. You got the service, crystal clear, 24/7 emergency plumbing. And, most importantly, a big, bold phone number. So far, so good, right? It looks totally professional, totally trustworthy. So you scroll down a little bit, and there it is, a list of services, burst pipes, leak detection, water heaters, the usual stuff. This is pretty much the standard menu for any plumbing company out there. Absolutely nothing seems out of the ordinary. It's exactly what you'd be looking for. And then you get this super reassuring tagline, our team consists of highly skilled, licensed, and insured emergency plumbers. I mean, that's exactly what you want to hear. It's the kind of thing that makes you feel like, okay, I'm in good hands. It really just completes the picture of a totally normal, professional plumbing service. But this is exactly where normal slams on the brakes. So you're still scrolling, right? Maybe you're looking for customer reviews, maybe a coupon or something, and then all of a sudden, with absolutely no warning at all, the website throws you into a full-on history lesson. And bam, there it is, a sentence about the Potawatomi, Ottawa, and Ojibwe tribes. I mean, it is pure whiplash. One second, you're thinking about a clogged drain, and the very next, you're reading about the pre-colonial history of the Des Plaines River Valley. What? So yeah, this is the big question, right? The one you're probably shouting at the screen right now. What does this have to do with plumbing? What on earth is happening here? Why did our emergency plumbing website just decide to become a history textbook? Okay, so here's the connection, if you can call it that. All of this, it's centered on one specific place, Des Plaines, Illinois. It's a suburb of Chicago. See, the plumbing company services that area, but instead of just, saying serving Des Plaines and surrounding areas, the creator of this site apparently decided that a full historical breakdown of the town's name was crucial information for someone currently dealing with a flooded basement. And it doesn't stop with just the origin of the name. Oh, no, no, no. The website then takes us on a complete, full-blown tour of this town's, well, surprisingly dramatic history. So the website's history lesson starts off pretty standard, First settlers arrive in 1833, the village gets incorporated, but then things take a wild turn. We learn that Des Plaines is the location of the very first McDonald's franchise. And then, it's also the site of one of the deadliest plane crashes in U.S. history. And to top it all off, it's where that massive billion-dollar lottery ticket was sold. This isn't just a town history, it's an absolute roller coaster of events. Let's just pause on this one for a second, because it's pretty jarring. The site specifically mentions the American Airlines Flight 191 crash from 1979. 271 fatalities. It was a horrific tragedy. And here it is, just casually mentioned on a web page, probably sandwiched right between faucet repair and drain cleaning. And then, just to give you emotional whiplash again, we swing to the complete opposite end of the spectrum. The website proudly points out this insane stroke of luck. A single lottery ticket worth $1.34 billion sold right there in Des Plaines. It's just another completely surreal detail in the town's story, as told by, let's not forget, a plumber's website. So right about now, you're probably thinking, okay, I get it. This isn't a plumber site at all. It's some weird historical society page pretending to be one. And right when you think you've got it figured out, the website just yanks you right back to reality. Because suddenly, boom, we're back to a list of services. Toilet repair, sump pump cleaning, video camera sewer inspections. The very, very mundane reality of plumbing comes rushing back in, just pushing aside these massive historical events as if they were nothing more than a weird little commercial break. I mean, when you lay it all out like this, the absurdity really hits you. On one hand, you have the very urgent, very practical needs of a homeowner with a plumbing emergency, and on the other, you have these huge, life-altering historical moments. Gas leak detection is literally on the same page as the Flight 191 crash. It's just an unbelievable collision of worlds. So, This all brings us to the biggest question of all, the real mystery here. Why? What could possibly be the logic behind this? Is it some weird old-school SEO trick from the early days of the internet? Where you just stuff a page with local keywords and history to try and game the system? Or is this just the passion project of a plumber who happens to be a huge local history buff? The website itself gives us absolutely no clues.
And trust me, the mystery only gets deeper when you start noticing the other artifacts on the page. There's a poll with a grand total of 6 answers, a link to something called a plumber's forum, a button for blogger support, and my favorite, live statistics proudly announcing that there are 2 total online. The whole thing feels like a website that got cryogenically frozen in 2005, which honestly just makes it all the more weirdly charming.
So in the end, we're just left with this question: a plumber's ad or a town's diary? Maybe we're looking at this the wrong way. Maybe the point is that we shouldn't try to separate them. In the strange, wonderful, chaotic world of the internet, maybe a website can be an ad for emergency plumbing, and also, completely by accident, a really moving and fascinating diary of a small American town. After all, why not both?